Introducing the Open Palm Podcast, hosted by Jerome Shaw. Available today on your favorite podcasting platforms, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor.fm, and many more. The Open Palm Podcast, where the host engages his listeners with inspirational messages, motivating themes, and thought-provoking ideas. Topics include: make more mistakes, how much is your value, don't get right, get going, learning to let go, excellence is a habit, and more. Binge listen today. Subscribe today. It's getting excellent ratings. That's the Open Palm Podcast, hosted by Jerome Shaw. You can also find it on YouTube. Make sure you share it with your social networks and connect on Twitter and Instagram at Jerome Shaw. That's the Open Palm Podcast with Jerome Shaw. Available today on your favorite podcasting platforms. Go listen, download, and subscribe now.
I went to a seminar tonight here in San Antonio, Texas, called Millionaire Success Habits. And it was a seminar put on by Dean Graziosi, who wrote the book Millionaire Success Habits. Now, when I got there, I got a free copy of the book, and I took many, many notes that I want to share with you on these success principles, these success habits from Dean Graziosi. But one of the actual success habits that I learned upon getting there was one that was not even taught, but was just shown to me and was evident when I sat in the room, sitting amongst all these other fine women and gentlemen there who had come to see the seminar put on, right? And I'm sure I wasn't the only one expecting Dean to show up, which he did not. He actually did not make an appearance. He was only there in spirit and there on video to speak to the audience. And he actually had one of his partners, or in business, was the speaker, and he spoke about real estate. So I learned that a millionaire success habit is leverage. Definitely leverage, other people. We can't do it all, right? We can do anything, but we can't do everything. We can have anything, but we can't have everything. So leverage when you can. And he definitely utilized that by getting somebody else to take his place and speak for him at this event. So that was actually a funny way to be introduced to a principle by not even seeing the keynote speaker. So success habits. Now, these are things that I learned from the seminar that I want to share with you, my friend, and I do pray that you gain value from them as I did tonight, as I wrote steadily in this notebook here. So, money does not motivate. What motivates is what's behind the money. Say that one more time. Money does not motivate. What motivates is what's behind the money. So instead of chasing money, chase the lifestyle. What is it that you want money for? What is money going to do for you? How can money help you? What is the lifestyle that you wish to have? What is the kind of life that you envision for yourself, your family? What life do you want to live? Look for the lifestyle. Do not always be looking for money. So, money does not motivate. Motivation can be like rocket fuel. It's here in a very short moment. It gets us going, but it doesn't keep us going. It burns out just as fast as it ignites. So everyone wants more money. Everybody wants more money, but what do you want your life to look like? What is the lifestyle you are seeking? So I feel that I want, and I am creating more impact. They say that we impress with our success, we impact with our failures. And I want to be someone who, just by going out on a limb and just finding things out through my experience, and by sharing the knowledge that I have with other people as I learn it, I want to be able to impact this generation and the next, so that anybody who is touched, even if it's one person, that they can go out and impact the world and touch the world. So that's what I say actually before I go live on Facebook, as I've been doing a lot in the new Facebook group, which you'll find in the description. It's called Marketing Motivation. Right before I go live, I always say, at the touch of this button, may someone's life be touched. May I be able to touch even one life at the touch of this button. So technology has given us the power to do that. Another thing I learned, 80% of the people won't do anything, but 20% will. That 80-20% principle by Richard Koch. I read the book 80-20 Rule, the 80-20 principle. And I understand that if I make 100 episodes, I've made over 250 episodes on this podcast to date, almost to 300. And I know out of all these episodes, most won't be listened to, right? Out of all these episodes, 80% are going to be the ones that are most, but then there's the 20%. Or you can flip that and say 20% will be listened to 80% of the time. So I know that only 20% of people that listen to this message are going to take action, and 80% are not. But it's okay. I'm doing it for that 20%. I'm doing it for you, my friend. You who are listening right now, I know that you are in that category. You are in the 20% because you are still here. You're still listening to my voice, still absorbing this new information, and still believing that you can achieve all that you were destined and designed to be, my friend. So, 80% won't, but 20% will. So don't stop yourself from doing something just because of the 80%. Realize someone needs to hear your message. Another great thing I learned was start the day and conquer the first 5 minutes. Usually in the morning we reach for our cell phones, right? And it's often a tough habit to break when we have our alarms set on our cell phones that wake us up. We reach for our cell phones and we program ourselves with social media. We program ourselves with the news, with everything going on in the world that put us in a negative mindset from the get-go. There's not much positive things that I believe to be said on the news, and it depends on who you're following on social media, but for the most part, you'll definitely be affected by other people's lives instead of living your own. So the first thing that you can do in the morning to set yourself up for a successful day, a millionaire success habit, is write one thing that you are grateful for, and then write one thing that you will accomplish for the day. So write one thing, something that you're grateful for, and just write something that you will accomplish for the day. Those are 2 wins that you can get right at the beginning of your day, right at the start. So another thing I learned at the seminar was knowledge, and the lack of it prevents people from starting. Lack of knowledge breeds fear. When people don't know how to do something, they are usually often afraid of even starting it. But doubt can kill a dream faster than a speeding bullet. Doubt can stop us before we even begin. So fear, the fear of failure, the fear of everything that we think can go wrong, the fear is in the future, or it's in the past of the things that we had failed at before and we think will fail again in the future, right? So fear is never in the present moment. If you rest in the present, if you just take a deep breath, you'll realize that fear is not there, So, I think there's a quote that said, "Fear knocked on the door, faith answered, and no one was there." I love that. So have faith, my friend. Lack of knowledge prevents people from starting, and lack of knowledge breeds fear. But if you don't feed fear time, which I've talked about on the episode, Fear's Favorite Food, it loves for us to feed it time. The more time that we give it, the more fear grows, the more afraid we become of doing that thing. Taking action immediately prevents fear from having time. And that's what it wants. It wants you to give it more time to let it grow. It wants to survive that fear, believe it or not. So we never know the money we lose until we realize the mistakes we made. This is something that the speaker talked about tonight at the seminar, where he would do a $60,000 deal on a piece of real estate, flipping a home or what have you, and put the money in the bank, $60,000, only to realize later on that since he didn't check all his boxes, since he didn't cross his T's, dot his I's, and since he wasn't on his P's and Q's, he actually made some mistakes, and he could have had the deal for $100,000, but he settled on $60,000, not knowing that he missed out on a whole 40 grand, right? So they say that the most amount of money that you'll ever lose is the money you never make. Something to think about. So embrace technology. This is a success habit. Technology helps you make quick decisions. Technology has definitely helped me in so many areas. I'm using technology to talk to you right now, my friend. I'm actually using my cell phone, believe it or not. This podcast platform, Anchor, allows me to do this. And so I'm utilizing the technology that I have in my pocket. There's power in my pocket to talk to you and to reach you anywhere I am in the world. I can do this. Even as I'm speaking now, I'm in San Antonio, Texas, but I could be in Thailand for all you know, right? So I love embracing technology, and I definitely, in the future, I envision having a life where I mesh the two, where I can be in nature and also combine it with technology. Sort of an ex machina. I love that movie. So, now, every place you think to look is often the worst place because there's more competition. Now, I understand this, but I also agree with the opposite, that you can go into a place that is highly competitive and you can still succeed. Using the 80-20 rule that we spoke of before, if you are one of the 20% of people that reach 80%, then you can succeed in a red ocean. It doesn't have to be a blue ocean. It doesn't have to be a market that has already been overtaken. You can go into a competitive market and you can succeed, I believe, if you put your best foot forward and you just put the pedal to the metal and you never let go. You keep going no matter what, day in, day out, which is what I'm striving to do, putting out these messages, impacting you, my friend, and just, really just striving to not only be my greatest version, but inspiring others to do the same. I believe that if I can continue, if I just keep going, I know that it's going to have a breakthrough. I know the tipping point is coming, and I know that it is close. It is so very near. I can feel it. I can taste it. So even if the market is very competitive, do not let that deter you if you have a dream. If you feel that you were here for a purpose, and if you are destined in a desired direction that you're going through, don't let competition stop you from going for it. You are your own competition, my friend. Be that for yourself. Keep pushing yourself. So, to be a good negotiator, you need to say, I have cash. That was something that they said. That also to pay for speed and experience. This is definitely something I've learned. A lot of my logos that I have on Facebook, the Facebook group, my profile, also this logo that I got done for this podcast were all done on Fiverr.com. I got people to do them who already knew how to do them. So I outsourced. I was resourceful in outsourcing what I didn't know how to do. So I paid for speed and expertise of somebody else to do something that I didn't readily know myself. We will pay in either time or money. If we don't have the money, we will pay in our time. If we don't have the time, we will pay in money. So it is your choice. The choice is up to you, my friend. But that is another millionaire success habit, paying for speed and expertise. If you want to be successful, stop focusing on money. Find your passion and fall on that. I love this when he said that. Don't focus on the money. If you focus on your passion and fall on that wholly, the money will come. It will come. If you give value, money will come. And if you give so much value, you cannot stop the money from coming. You cannot. You can't stop it. So it's like a faucet that remains on. You've given so much value that the pipe bursts and it's just streaming your way, I believe. But that's only if you embrace the process, if you embrace your passion, and you're not just focused on the money. Because if you're only focused on the money, it can be very hard in the beginning when you don't see it coming. It can be very hard if that is your number one goal. Fear is the number one reason people don't make money, the keynote speaker said. Fear is the number one reason people don't make money. Like I said, doubt can kill so many people's dreams before they even begin. Faster than a speeding bullet. It's so fast, it's so quick, you don't even see it coming. Your own doubt has stopped it in its tracks. So, when you minimize risk, confidence goes up. This could be in your beliefs and also your business. When you are projecting out your business, your potential, your service, your product, anything to the people that you have. If you are an entrepreneur yourself, I'm an entrepreneur, so this pertained to me tonight. That's why I wrote it down. But when you minimize risk for other people, confidence tends to go up. So I often say at the end of these episodes, if you feel like supporting the podcast, if you've been affected by all these episodes and on this platform, all these things, if you've gained any value at all and you resonate with the messages, definitely, feel free to support. Feel free to support. Even $1 goes a long way to making a difference. So, minimizing that risk. Would you bet $1 on me? My friend, I tell people, would you bet $1 on me? Would you bet $1 for all of this? So, I'm doing this for free. I'm not doing this for any money, but anything that you would like to give, I'm always appreciative because, I did this when nobody knew. Nobody knew I was doing it. So be humble is success habit. Being humble, right? It's not thinking less of ourselves. It's thinking of ourselves less, right? Being humble, allowing ourselves to not let ego overtake. Ego is a 3-letter word that has the power to destroy a 12-letter word called relationship. So don't let ego get in the way of your relationships, in the way of your business, in the way of the things that you are here to do. So be decisive is the last success habit that I heard from the speaker. Being decisive, just making a decision, right? So often we put off so many decisions that can be easily made. We neglect to do the easy things that we can do every day. But one thing that the rich and wealthy have done is they have been able to make a decision. I once heard Tai Lopez said that one of his mentors told him that millionaires do the things that other people know they can do. Said a millionaire is just somebody who did the things that other people knew they could do. So everybody, people know they can do these things, but they don't do it, right? He said anybody could have been taking all those shots, like 900 shots a day, like Kobe Bryant, practicing on the court, 3 hours, 3 times a day. Like Kobe Bryant, for 9 hours a day he was practicing on the court. Anybody could have done that, but Kobe did it, right? He was the one who did it, but anybody could have done it. So it's all about taking action, taking risk, being decisive. The rich and wealthy, the people who get what they want, are the people who are willing to take action and just go out and do it. Do the things that they know that they are able to do. So those are the things that I learned, my friend. I pray that they gave you value and got you to think a little bit differently. And I do thank you for listening. This has been Jerome Shaw on TOP. That is the Open Palm Podcast here in San Antonio, Texas. The open palm means harmony with the world, understanding our place in the world, using our skills accordingly, greeting the world with an open palm instead of a closed fist. Share this episode with a like-minded individual today who is learning and growing, becoming their greatest version, just like you, my friend. And pay it forward today so many more can hear this message. If you would like to support, once again, you may definitely feel free to go, and I invite you to go to anchor.fm/jshaw, where you can click that little support button there, or even taking just a moment of your time to give this a positive rating on whatever platform that you have chosen to listen to it is much appreciated. I thank you, my friend. As always, have a blessed day or night wherever you are, and take care. Hey there, my friend. So, you've heard about Anchor, but do you know why it's the easiest way to make a podcast? Well, first off, it's free. It allows you to use creation tools that let you record your podcast right from your phone or computer. It also distributes your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more platforms. You can even make money from your podcast with minimum listenership. It's everything you need in one place. Download the free Anchor app today or go to anchor.fm to get started. Can't wait to hear yours. Let's see what you have to offer the world.